All right. Hello, Black Audacity Magazine family. We are here with Miss Shaneisha Dodson. She is the CEO of the beautiful, brilliant Black doll company, The Brilliant Girl. And we're here to interview her, talk to her, learn a little bit about her background and her company and how she got started. So, Shaneisha, welcome. Thank you for being with us. And yeah, if we could kick it off by you just kind of telling us in the audience a little bit about you, your background, so they get to know you a little bit better, and then let us know, what motivated you to start your company.
All right. Well, first, I would like to say thank you for having me.
Of
And
course.
like you said, the name of my company is The Brilliant Girl. So I create dolls, books, puzzles, that can show people, hey, I can become anything that I want to be in life. Because growing up, there were not a lot of Black dolls on the store shelves. So I have a little niece that I nicknamed Sugar Mama. And she
Oh,
loves to hear a good bedtime story. So I
mhm.
decided to write a book titled The Adventures of Sugar Mama. And people loved it so much. I was getting numerous DMs from parents. Hey, I read this book to my child every night. So I was like, okay, let me think of a way to create a physical version of Sugar Mama. So little girls, everywhere can have their own version of Sugar Mama. And so my creativity, that part of me comes from being a playwright. So I write, direct, produce plays, short films, and I create dolls.
Wow, that is such a rich background. And I'm so glad that you really got into everything that you guys that you offer. And I just love the whole concept and your motivation behind it and your nickname for your niece, Sugar Mama.
Mhm.
That is
Sugar
so,
Mama.
so cute. Oh my goodness. So what would you say, what makes your company and your dolls and the concept behind them that you sort of just explained to us, what makes you unique in terms of comparing you to some of the other dolls that's on the market now? How would you break that down?
So what makes us unique is we are a small business. We're
Mhm.
woman owned, we're Black owned. We create high quality products at a affordable price.
Nice.
So that makes us different. And one of our biggest thing is giving back. So every year we strive to do more than what we did last year. Last year, I was able to donate over 90 dolls to children in need. This year, I have collaborated with two nonprofits. So we plan to increase that number in November with giving back.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you have a philanthropic component. We all love
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah.
especially with the kids and the babies. And I'm so glad you mentioned that. I won't get into it during this interview. I'll save it for our next conversation because we
Okay.
partner with a couple of charities as well, and they're children focused. The charities that we partner with. And I actually just communicated yesterday with the third one,
Mhm.
because we too believe in giving back, especially
Yeah.
to the babies. So I would love if me and you could do something down the line. Again,
Absolutely.
I digress. We'll talk
Absolutely.
about that on the next conversation. But thank you for that answer. Thank you for letting us know that.
Mhm.
In terms of designing your dolls, this part fascinates me because I'm so interested in design on
Mhm.
every level. How do you decide on the designs that you feature for your dolls?
So it started from a sketch. So what I wanted to do was create dolls that represent, Black people from light skin to dark skin to our unique features. But I wanted them all to be like really cute dolls. So everybody can look at this doll and say, hey, I see myself. So my first doll, Sugar Mama, she has darker skin because my niece has darker skin. So when she see this doll, she'd be like, she looks like me. She
Yeah.
looked just like me. And I want all little girls to be able to see themselves in my dolls. So like the next doll that I'm working on, it's her hairstyle. She got these zigzag parts, these
Yeah.
two ponytails, her little ponytail holders on the end. So
Yeah.
that's what I think about when I design them. What features do I see in us? What is realistic? Like with
Yeah.
the Sugar Mama doll, people always say her nose. Her nose looks so real. So
Mhm.
that's what I do. Look at our features and be like, okay, this is what I want to see on a doll, not just a doll that has the exact same features, but different, paint that they put on dolls. I want each one to be unique.
Absolutely. God, I love that. You're just bringing back so many memories from my childhood, like the ponytails. I remember
Mhm,
going to school with my two ponytails,
mhm,
growing up with either the rubber band on the end or the beads on the end.
mhm,
Oh my goodness. I wish
mhm,
I had, your dolls back then. Um,
mhm.
and you got into this a little bit, but I'm hoping you can elaborate a little bit more for the audience. Can you talk about how important representation is in toys and dolls in the field, the market that you're in? Can you talk about that a little bit more for us?
Representation is very important. I feel like every child needs to be able to walk in a store and see a doll that looks like them, a book that features, a protagonist that looks like them. And that was one of the big things about Sugar Mama. Like, how many books do you actually open up and then see that protagonist look like you? And
Nice.
I can't remember the exact statistics, but they was talking about the amount of children of color that are actually protagonists in books. And that number was not that high. And that's why I'm like, representation is important. Like now we got the dolls, we got the books. My ultimate goal is to get into animation and turn Sugar Mama into animation for the children.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you're gonna do it. That's definitely
Mhm.
happening. We want to go on this journey with you. So, let us know everything that you have going on
Will do.
as it's coming up.
Will do.
And you talked about this a little bit more. It's like you're reading my mind, like with your answers. You're going through my questions. So forgive me if I'm
It's
having
okay.
you go back and elaborate some more. But in terms of the inclusivity, like you talked about wanting to make sure that like the everything about us is included in your books and your dolls, your puzzles, everything that you offer. Because there's so many shades of Black, right? There's so
Mhm.
many shades, shapes, sizes, features, everything. How do you really make sure that you're extremely inclusive in that regard?
So when I think about my doll designs and I think about the skin tone, like I want to make sure every skin tone, of Black girls are represented. And we come in all different shades, different colors. So
Yep,
with each doll that I create, you will see, okay, this doll looks completely different than the last doll. This skin tone is completely different than the last because I want everybody to be able to see themselves.
absolutely. I love that too. Being a Black owned business, being a woman owned business, and putting out a Black doll, the doing the things that you're doing. I'm sure that there must be challenges that you face in bringing this product to market, just as a business in general. But then when you add all of those layers on top of it, can you talk about maybe one or two of your the top challenges that come to mind, and then let our viewers know how you overcame them?
Mhm. So the top challenges is being a small business, being a new business, is being able to raise your profile so people can know, hey, this is a doll company. They create very good products. So for that, how I overcame that is I hired a publicist. So that publicist was helping getting interviews, getting podcast interviews and things like that. So it kept expanding, from there. The second one is raising capital.
Yes.
So what I did was I started applying for grants, accelerator programs, any type of self-made programs for women, and I won a few grants. And on top of that, I just saved my own money. I was
Yep.
like, I believe in myself. Let me put my own money in here because I believe it's important to bet on yourself.
Absolutely. 100%. If you're gonna bet on anything
Mm-hmm.
life, it
Mm-hmm.
should be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I believe in that. And I feel you on everything, that whole list you just went down. Also as a Black owned business and a Black woman owned business, yeah. So I'm happy to hear, that you just push right through, persevere, and look for those other avenues, those other angles, because that's what we have to do. We do what we have to
Mm-hmm.
do, right? Um, in terms of bringing your in marketing and selling your dolls, we talked a little bit about you hiring a publicist to help raise the profile, to help get the word out there. Do you have any strategies that you've used that have been the most successful in terms of selling the dolls to the public, that you like to share to any viewers who might be thinking about, starting their own business as well?
Yes. So I have my Brilliant Girl website, and I was thinking about how can I get my doll out there to where people can actually see it. So I did a Juneteenth festival this year, and we
Okay.
made a whole lot of money. So I would say look into Juneteenth festivals, look into different pop-up shops, because you never know who's going to walk by and see your products for the first time.
Yep. That's right. That's some really, really great advice. And I know you're going to inspire and help a lot of people who look like us, who are
Mhm.
trying to figure out some ways on what to do, what the next steps are to help get the word out about their business. So thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. Um, in terms of we've talked about how you come up with your designs and how inclusive you are and how you want to show, every shade of us. Have you or do you have any plans to get your customer input, or to get input from the community that you're reaching and selling the dolls to, in terms of future designs?
Mhm. Absolutely. We're always open, for communications of anybody ever want to send a suggestion or something that they really want to see. They can email us at hello@thebrilliantgirl.com.
Awesome. Wonderful. And that will say that email one more time, make sure they got it.
It's hello@thebrilliantgirl.com.
Awesome. Wonderful. And I know, with businesses these days, especially as we're all, dealing with climate change and the effects of that, a lot of businesses are now looking into different ways that they could raise their sustainability profile with their business, their ethical production and practices profile. Are those two things that you guys have yet to take into account? And if you have, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So what we've been doing is researching ways to get like recyclable products, to use that for our packaging. Because
Yes.
that's a big thing. If we can find something that's been recycled, that'll
Mhm.
help out the planet a lot. So we are looking into that.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I imagine that, as you're doing your research, if there's any other businesses out there that can offer a really sustainable package, you guys will be open to partnership.
Absolutely. We would love to hear from you if you are out there.
Awesome, awesome. Everybody heard that, right? So if you're out there,
Yeah.
you offer sustainable packaging that you think a beautiful doll can be packaged in, reach out, give them that email one more time.
Hello at the @ hello@thebrilliantgirl.com.